They look like landscapes from a distance, traditional painted landscapes, but if you get up close to them, you tell that they're completely made out of thread that I sew with my sewing machine. I'm Rebecca Shewmaker. I'm from Paris, Texas, and I make thread paintings. I did my undergraduate degree at Rice University in art history and visual arts. And then many years later, I decided I wanted to become a full-time artist. And so I got my MFA at Texas Women's University in painting. I really wasn't responding well to different painting media, so I thought, what if I did sewing and incorporated that into the painting? My biggest inspiration is just beautiful landscapes. I really like to travel, particularly to state and national parks, and see all these amazing places. I think my role as an artist is to show people beauty. If I can show people beautiful places where I have experienced like a sense of peace and renewal and quiet. There's so much, busyness in our lives, particularly people who are living in cities. And so if people can see my work and get a sense of that quiet beauty. I'm currently just finishing up my Caprock Canyon series. Caprock Canyon is a state park. It's a beautiful area. It's not as visited as probably its more famous cousin, Palo Duro Canyon State Park. But it has this beautiful rich orange and red rock formations. They have free-ranging buffalo, which is fun and a little bit too exciting sometimes if you run into them on the trail. And then in January, I'll be in Big Bend National Park, and we'll be there for several weeks, and probably will plan a huge series that'll take me most of next year to complete. Probably my favorite moment in my art career so far was when I was selected as the artist in residence for Zion National Park. It was really amazing. So over 100 people applied, and they only picked 4 artists. And I got to spend a month in the park, living right in the heart of the park in this beautiful historic cabin, and then exploring the park during that month. And I felt so fortunate and lucky to have been selected. I love about my work in particular all the different thread I get to collect. I have a massive thread collection, over 1,000 spools of sewing thread, in addition to different types of materials for hand stitching. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that material, but I'm like, I need this. I put it to my collection, and I'll think about it and think, someday down the road, that's gonna be really, really helpful. I would love to get back into maybe some art quilting. When I was in graduate school, I did some experiments with different quilting techniques and really loved them, but didn't quite sort of flush them out. And so there's still some ideas germinating in my head, and I would love to get back to that. My biggest piece of advice to new artists is to apply to a lot of different exhibitions, a lot of different shows, and keep making the work. The more time you spend in the studio, the work's gonna get better, and you're gonna develop your voice. Even if, I know initially, particularly when I was in graduate school, I felt like I could not find my voice. And then, I worked hard enough to where eventually I felt like I found it. Applying to art shows can definitely change the direction of your career. I was discovered by Craighead Green Gallery through their annual show, New Texas Talent. My work sold, and everybody loved it. When I graduated from Texas Women's University, they asked me to sign with them. And I was very, very blessed that they picked me up so quickly. But it was all because I just applied to that one show. It's always hard when I do apply for various things, whether it be an exhibition or a residency, and to get rejected. But I've learned being an artist that if you're not being rejected from things, you probably aren't working hard enough and applying to enough things. I am represented by Craighead Green Gallery in Dallas, and so most of my work is there. I also have a website. It's RebeccaShewmaker.com, and you can also find me on Instagram. It's rebecca.e.shewmaker.